Hey all you guys out there in Mrhollowpoint land, it's me, Mr. Mrhollowpoint, here to do another shameless video to promote myself, my new t-shirts, Mrhollowpoints from Pure Awesome. Oh, and we're here with the brand new, spanking fresh, has that new car smell, Texan 308. Airforce was really sweet to send me this to test. I already did some shooting in the basement. Got my power levels, know where I want to shoot. We got 8 Mrhollowpoints we're going to be shooting today. We're going to test it out here at 55 yards over at Ted's Hacienda. And I'm really loving this. I don't have a muffler on it yet, hence the word yet, but I will. But at the moment, this is fantastic. I just want to point out some real sweet features. First of all, it's sweet. That's the #1 feature. What I was really impressed with is it came for testing. I got a Airforce scope on it. It's a real sweet 4x32, and it has Airforce written right on there. I don't know if we can see this. We'll do a close-up. Hope they see that. Airforce scope, Airforce rings, and the Airforce beefy man rail to help stiffen and strengthen everything up for you guys that want the bigger and better. If you're like me, you need bigger and better. As everything else, standard with Airforce, you know, it's got the standard open and close. When it's open, you've got the power wheel right here, and right now it is set on about 3/4 power, so it's set back towards the bottle. Okay, as a hunter, I really don't care about getting 15-20 shots for punching paper. I pretty much just want to break both the shoulder blades on the animal and let it drop. I'm just not into tracking anymore. I'm getting too old for this type of stuff, as they say. One of the things I did notice when I was testing it, as if you can see the little tiny gauge on here, even with my glasses, I'm having a little more difficulty seeing this, as the same with the gauge on my bottle. I notice when I'm at 3,000 dead on, at least with my gauges, that first shot is a little slow. It's almost like I'm getting a little bit of valve lock. So right now I'm doing about 2,900. That's what I'm trying for. So the needle is always going to be just on the side of the white line where it says 3,000. I'm not going to be on it, and I'm not going to be in the red. I'm going to be just under. That way I know my first shot is always, zippity quick, and I'm right there. Every gauge is slightly different, and everybody's chronograph reads slightly different. So the numbers that I'll be showing later in the video that I got, I've seen chronographs vary up to 30 feet a second. So it's a rule of thumb, something to work with, but you really need to chronograph your own gun. Now we've got, as I said, 8 different Mrhollowpoints we're going to be working with. And from the 68 to the 165. We're going to test it down range, and anything that doesn't group well is out of here. I'm not about to sell you something that's not going to group well. Now granted, because the power wheel is set to the high side, that may throw some stuff off. As you've known with the different 25s and 22 calibers, sometimes too much speed is just going to make the slug unstable. It's not going to fly. But right now, since I'm doing a hunting type video, we're set up for power mode, so we're going to see what this does. All right, and we'll go through it as we're going along. Like I said before, this is great. I've got all the Airforce bells and whistles on here. I even got the Airforce cap because it's fantastic, but it wouldn't be a proper video if I didn't shamelessly sell my t-shirts. Mr. Mrhollowpoint shirts are available. Just give me a call. So with that, let's get set up, okay? And hopefully I got enough battery to handle this video. All right, let's go, guys. Okay, this is the boring part of the video. I've been testing here on the old cardboard, and I'm going to put the camera down here just so people think that I'm down here with a friggin' drill gun punching holes in it myself just to make myself look better. I don't need to do that because I look great all alone as it is. So this is for those naysayers and people that have really big noses. Okay, I put this here so I don't shoot the old camera. I think that does it. Alright, I'll be shooting to the 150 grain there to the left. Hope I don't break my camera, but we'll try. Now a lot of you guys think that I talk just to hear the sound of my own voice. Well, you're right, I do. I just love my own voice. And when I look at my own pictures, I go, you're gorgeous. But I do wear these because it is loud and I don't want to hurt my hearing, so I can hear my own voice again. All right, Ted. All right, guys. Battery still working? Good. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, well, so we got 4 right here and 1 flyer. I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's the first. I'll have to review the footage to see which one's which one started the flyer. But that's not bad. And this is going to be the 165. So let's go back up and turn the camera at a different angle. All right, guys, the 165. Let's see how these babies perform. All right, so I don't know if that was 5 or 6. I lost count. We'll go down and take a look-see. But you can see this is not the most steadiest place. So I think I'm really putting a good 90-95 success on these slugs. But with the shaking of the table and the wobbling and the up and down, I can only do so much. I'm not the greatest shot, and I've told everybody that. But I'm having a great time, and I think we got some real good success rates here. Let's go check it out. Whoa, I just got myself seasick. All right. So that was the 165. I really don't know what Airforce had in mind, as in slug weight and speeds. But I'm really excited. Just as the same kind of with the 357 Texan, it seems the way I have it set up, it really likes the heavier lead. Let's see if we can I see that, or do I gotta bicycle this thing up? And away we go. I got the sun kind of in twigs. Hit me. I don't hope that's not too blurry. Well, the 165 did some walking. I was actually hoping to get a little better out of that. That's the 165. So if we stretch back, I got this $12 lens adapter on here, hoping that it would show better or be a little crisper. So what we have is, this is the 68 grain. The first 5 was here, and then the second 5, I wanted to see if how 10 slugs would be, and then I just started doing 5s. So again, this is a nice group where we got 1 flyer. This is a nice group where we got a flyer. The 96 grain, again, a nice group with 1 flyer. The 110s, they seem to be everywhere. 125 is one of my most popular bullets in almost every 308. Again, nice group 1 flyer. The 130, it's even tighter with the 1 flyer. And then the 150, the same thing. We got 4 nice ones and 1 flyer. And the 165 kind of droop all the way. So I would venture to say the 2 non-populars are the 110 and the 165. My 2 best performers, really with 3, would be 125, 130, and the 150. I think these 2, the 130 and the 150, are probably the best. And out of the lightweight, yeah, it's hard to say. The 86 and the 96 both seem sweet. The 68 may tighten up if we drop the speed on it a bit. Again, I'm just guessing at this point. We'll have to do some more testing. But as it sets, the power level is set 3/4 full. I guess you'd call it that if that's a proper term. Alright guys, now we did a whole other setup. I turned the power dial forwards towards the barrel, and we're only putting in 2,500 psi. And believe it or not, the lightweight slugs tightened up. So again, there's a lot of options to fine-tune your Texan based on whatever bullet you want. Moving that power dial up or down and working with your air pressure, you can really get this thing shooting like a tack driver. Let's see if we can see that here. I don't know, but I'll get pictures to show it better. So there's the 165. Look at that. 165 was a mess at 2,900 psi. But at 25 on the lower setting, it really tightened up. So it's kind of funny because the 150 was tight and here it's sloppy. The 86 is beautiful. Excuse me, the 68 is nice. The 86 is a little spread out. 96 is loose. The 110 is still a mess. The 125, 130 are still good. So these 4 are good in low and high. I'm surprised that the 150 loosened up, but then it could be me and the table and the wind. But the 165 is sweet. That's the 68 and the 165 are my main, really sweetened up on the lower power wheel setting and the lower PSI. All right, well, we're done for the day. I think I've put close to 200 slugs through this baby. Fire in the hole. Wow. Very interesting. Let's see if I can get all these. He shoots! He scores! Oh, here's the other one. Well, I started from light, 86, 125, the 130, 150, 165. And then the ones that were still left up, I just started cleaning house with the 68 because that's doing over 1,100 feet a second. And that just started knocking the daylights out of these. But that harder stuff, I mean, you can see it, it just doesn't open up the way it does like with the 12 gauge. So still pretty fun, great stuff. We're going to go back and put the rest of this video together. Hello everyone out there in Mrhollowpoint land. Well, I'm trying to finish up our 308 Texan movie. I gotta admit, you know, one thing I love about these Texan guns is you really can fine-tune any of the Texans to the slug and the power fill you want to use. And that's one of the things I found out today as we were playing around with the different fill levels. You know, I tested it, you know, sighted in at 18 yards, then, stop that. Then we went out, you know, with the setting on high, and then 2,900 PSI, and then I rotated the setting to low, and then we did 2,500 PSI. I will take pictures so you can see it better. This was my groupings. I went from 68 grain all the way to 165 grain. This is what I started with, just getting it sighted in at 18 yards. Then, as you'll see in the video, this was 55 yards on full power with the power dial and 2,900 PSI, and you see our groupings. On high power, I was really impressed. The 86 grain, the 125, the 130, really, that's kind of a new one. It's just slightly bigger brother than the 125. And the 150. The 110 was goofy, the 165 was goofy, the 96 and 68, as you can see, the table I was on wobbles. It's hard to say because I don't have a cement stand, you know, cement table to set up on where nothing is moving. But you just kind of got to do it yourself, and you can really dial this in. And then when I dropped the pressure, the 68 tightened up, the 86 tightened up, the 96 got sloppy, but I was really impressed with the 125, the 130, and then the 165 tightened up. I didn't chronograph this because I didn't bring the chrono with me. Everything else you'll see I've chronographed on full power, 2,900 PSI. Well, folks, I think we had a great time over at Ted's. We got to test everything out, 55 yards. We got to see what worked, what didn't work, and what worked best. And I had a lot of fun playing with the high and low. There's still a lot of fine-tuning and finesse that you can do with this gun. I'm telling you, just the wall's the limit with this. You just keep moving this up or down, changing your weights, changing your fill pressures. You can get this thing dialed in perfectly with one bullet for all things. A lot of fun, a lot of excitement. This is what I'm definitely going to work with this come this hunting season. I really like the Airforce products. You saw the pictures, you saw the charts in the first video, and you've seen the targets that we shot here at the end of this video. Actually at the beginning of the video, but we're showing them into the end. But you can see how the grouping changed slightly, and I think we got some real good hope. But I have a lot of good feeling about this 308 from Airforce. So guys, once again, I want to thank Airforce for allowing me this chance to play around and do some testing on this. I'm really excited. So with that, guys, if you're looking for a quality product, Airforce has got 3 to choose from. Your 457, 357, and now the 308. I mean, pretty much anything that walks, crawls, or crawls on this North American continent, you can take down. So until then, Mr. Mrhollowpoint says, oh yeah.